That's what yoga does, guys. That's the power of participation. What up, cuh? It's time to glow. Let's do this. I'm gonna take off the voice isolation.
So happy Saturday evening. How are you guys today?
Woo!
Oh, okay. We're gonna try that again. Let's rewind. Happy Saturday evening. How are you guys today? Okay. So welcome to Glowga. If this is your first Glowga,
Hi.
I hope you guys have
Enjoy the
a
view.
blast. If it's not your first Glowga, you know what's coming. So my name is Andrea. I will be your Glowga teacher today. We are going to have a very hippie flow. Brad will be DJing all throughout our flow. I'm actually excited that I'm not in control of the music. So
DJ Enlighten has been
let's
cooking.
begin by laying down on our backs. A couple of things I always say before class. Number one, listen to your body. Only you know how the poses are feeling in your body. If there's anything that's feeling icky or weird, back out. Always feel free to modify the poses. And number two, this mat below you is your space to connect to your breath, to your body, to your movement. So if there's anything that I'm cueing that is not resonating, feel free to do your own thing. So let's begin our Glowga. Let's start by just taking a few deep inhales and exhales. Just unwinding from the week and getting ready for our party. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just let yourself fully arrive at this moment.
I have arrived.
I'm sure you have all heard the cliche phrase that life is a party, which is kind of a truth we forget in the middle of our chaos and our to-do lists and responsibilities. But what if we actually treated each day and each breath as an invitation to celebrate our life? Taking each new morning as a gift and an opportunity to dance with life. Learning to enjoy those small, mundane moments, like the smell of your coffee, the wind brushing on your skin, just little reminders that there's joy everywhere if we choose to see it that way. Let's celebrate life today together. by being present, by being here. Connecting not just with yourself, but with the people around you. And parties are the best when we just let go and allow ourselves to just be swept by the music. Taking another deep inhale, feeling your chest rise, and exhale, release. Bringing our knees towards our chest to give them a big hug. Perhaps rocking side to side. And allowing those knees to fall all the way over to the right. Extending our arms out or to a T. Coming back through center and having those knees fall onto the other side. Coming back through center and just slightly rocking front to back until we make our way to a seated position.
Penn Island.
Taking a big inhale with our arms open towards the sky. And as we exhale, rotating over to the right. Coming back up. And as we exhale, over to the left. Coming back through center. Let's connect the soles of our feet together into a little butterfly pose. Taking a big inhale, feeling how your back lengthens, and as you exhale, falling forward. Coming back up. Let's bring those feet back and meeting at a tabletop. So stacking our knees below our hips, wrists below our shoulders, and just starting to do any movements, releasing any tension from your hips. Just connecting to your breath, following any intuitive movement that you'd like. We've got more space up front here if you'd like. Hi, we have a whole bunch of space up there. Yeah. Okay,
snake.
cool. Just a couple things. There's, no. There's I've got it scanned here like a 1, 2, 3 step. So there's a liability form, and then I'll walk you guys through the rest after class. Coming back to a tabletop, let's move through some cats and cows. So as we inhale, we'll gaze up, open up our chest. Exhale, round that back. Flowing through the cats and cows at the rhythm of your breath.
So, oh.
Oh, it started glowing. It's a dance party. And on your next exhale, coming to a tabletop, let's tuck those toes, slowly extending our legs into a downward facing dog. Perhaps taking the moment to paddle or walk your dog, so making little bends to your knees, or swaying hips side to side. And gazing forward to the top of our mat, let's slowly walk our feet and fall forward. Allowing all your upper body to just hang heavy. Perhaps even taking a hold of opposite elbows for a ragdoll pose and swaying side to side. And releasing those hands back down to the mat. And very, very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, start rising up. Allowing your head to be the last to meet.
DPS, very, very slowly. Dots, more dots.
Taking a few rounds of inhales and exhales as we set into the moment.
Handle it.
Taking a big inhale, opening up our arms towards the sky. Exhale, falling forward.
Who got kicked into the fucking whelps?
Lifting up halfway, so creating a flat back, bringing those palms below or above our knees. And falling forward one more time. Taking a bend to those knees as much as needed so we can plant those palms at the top of our mat and hopping or stepping back into a high plank. Always an option to drop those knees down to the ground for a supported plank. Shifting our weight forward, coming down halfway, bringing our chest through, and back to our downward facing dog. Right leg rises up. Let's plant that foot in between the palms of our hands. Let's ground down our back foot and slowly rise up to a warrior one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Maybe a little pulsing warrior one. Let's take those hands back bringing our chest all the way down. Coming back up to our warrior one.
With arms wide open.
So we're opening up for a warrior two, but we're gonna be facing our left hand. So rotating over to the left, this time facing the back. The right leg is extended out, left knee is bent. Gazing over that left hand, reaching forward and reverse. Very good. Everyone should be facing the street.
The fucking road. Beautiful.
Coming back to our warrior two. This time as we reach forward, taking a bend to that front arm. Right arm tries to reach the entrance. Coming back through warrior two. Taking a bend to both knees, setting up for a goddess. So hands can come out to a T, or perhaps taking some eagle arms, finding stillness, or a dancing goddess. Twerking dancing goddess, maybe? Now facing back to the top of the mat, opening our warrior two that way. So to the front of the room. Yes. Reaching forward, high five. And reverse. Coming back through our warrior two. Yeah, there you go, dancing warrior.
Shoulders are burning.
Cartwheeling those hands down to the outer side of our mat for a lizard.
This one's for you, Miss Gigi.
Always options in lizard. You can stay right where you're at. Perhaps taking that right palm to right knee. Coming down on your forearms, anything that feels right. If you're down on your forearms, coming back to those palms. Stepping back our right foot, shifting our weight forward, coming down halfway, up to our downward facing dog. Gazing to the top of our mat and stepping or hopping to meet our hands and falling forward. Very, very slowly rising back up. Taking a few rounds of inhales and exhales. And going on a little dance break. So freelancing. I want to see your best dance moves. Let's see. Oh God. What are we up to? Taking a sip of water, Kava Kratom.
Burp. Yo, are you bending?
Bending. Traps.
Let's take a big inhale together. And as you exhale, fall forward. Lifting up halfway. And falling forward one more time. Planting those palms at the top of our mat and stepping or hopping back into a high plank or supported plank. A dancing plank. Never tried that one.
My best friend playing.
Coming down halfway into our upward facing dog and back to our downward facing dog. Left leg rises up. Let's plant that foot at the top of our mats. Let's ground that back right foot and slowly rise up to our warrior one. Opening up towards the right, let's move into our warrior two, facing the back of our mat. So right leg bent, left leg extended out, gazing at that right hand. Reaching forward and reverse.
Lit. Why are you going?
Coming back to our warrior two.
Brian's leaving. What a chode.
This time as we reach forward, let's take that side angle. So our left hand tries to reach the street. Coming back to warrior two. So taking a bend to both knees, opening up for our goddess. our dancing goddess. Lauren always rocks goddess. Like, bringing those palms, cartwheeling them down to the front of our mat for our lizard. Again, in our lizard, we can stay up here. We can drop that back knee for extra support. Perhaps rocking front to back or side to side. That's when you find out you have like one weird side. Or better side. Stepping that foot all the way back to our high plank. Let's drop those knees and move into a child's pose.
Gotta go wide.
Taking a moment to reconnect back to your breath. And mating back at a downward facing dog.
I was wondering whose shoes those were. Chantal's shoes.
Gazing forward and walking those feet to the top of the mat, allowing all your upper body to fall forward. And very slowly rising back up. Taking a few rounds of inhales and exhales. Inhaling, hands up towards the sky, and exhale, falling forward. Lifting up halfway. And falling forward one more time. Taking a bend to those knees as much as needed so we can plant our palms at the top of the mat and stepping or hopping back into a high plank. Or our dancing plank version. Coming down halfway to our upward facing dog and back to our downward facing dog. Gazing forward, let's plant that right foot at the top of our mats, dropping our back foot back into our warrior one. We're gonna give that little flow one more try, but at a faster beat. See if I know my left or right. We'll find out. Taking hands behind our back, allowing our chest to fall forward. Inhaling, rising back up to our warrior one. And as we exhale, facing the back of our mats into our warrior two. Inhale, reaching forward, and exhale, reverse. Back through our warrior two. This time as we reach forward, let's take a side angle.
The side is angular.
Moving back through warrior two and into our goddess. Crab goddess, I like that. Cartwheeling those hands down to the front of our mat and into our lizard.
Yeah, the dancing goddess, I think it's great.
Stepping back into a high plank. And moving through our chaturanga, we're meeting at a downward facing dog.
A lot of dogs. A lot of fucking dogs.
Stepping or walking those feet to the top of the mat and falling forward.
I feel like an inch longer.
Very slowly rising back up. Inhale and exhale, release. One more big inhale through your nose. Exhale it out. Taking a little dance break, hydration break. If you need some water, there's some water at the front of the bar.
Chill. Yo, Travis, let me get that. Let me get that.
Really? Yeah. I like your theory.
Huh?
I had not seen your belly button glow in the dark tattoo. I love it. It's a heart.
It kind of looks like lips, though.
See, guys, girls are weird. They do weird shit too. Chill.
There we go. Shout out to Brad for cooking it with the music as always.
He's a real chef.
Coming back to the top of that mat. Taking a big inhale, opening up our hands up towards the sky. Exhale, fall forward. Lifting up halfway. And falling forward one more time. Planting those palms at the top of our mat and stepping or hopping back into a high plank. And moving through a chaturanga or meeting back at a downward facing dog. Left leg rises up. Let's plant that foot at the top of our mat. Dropping our back foot and slowly rising back up to our warrior one. Opening over to the right, facing the back of the room into our warrior two. Reaching forward and reverse. Moving back through a warrior two. This time as we reach forward, let's take a bend to that front arm, placing our forearm on our thigh. Left hand tries to reach the street. Moving back to our warrior two and into our goddess. Perfect song for a dancing goddess. Ooh. Cartwheeling those hands down to the front of the mat, back into our lizard.
High chantal. Thank you.
Stepping that right foot to the top of the mat into a malasana or yogi squat.
I hate this.
And slowly making it all the way up. Where is your yoga outfit?
I have it here. Yoga boots done.
Taking a big inhale and falling forward. Lifting up halfway. And falling forward one more time.
Oh,
Planting those palms at the top of our mat and stepping or hopping back into a high plank. Dropping those knees on the ground and moving into a child's pose. Meeting back at our downward facing dog. Right leg rises up, planting that right foot at the top of our mat. Let's drop that back knee and slowly lifting up our hands. Reaching all the way forward. With the help of our hands, walking our hands back, extending that front leg for a half split.
oh.
Moving back to our runner's lunge. Tucking the tippy toes of that back foot, very slowly lifting up to a crescent. Grounding from that front foot, slowly coming into a warrior three. So hands can be at heart center, out on the side, grabbing the people beside you for help. We're all in this together. Planting those palms at the top of the mat, lifting off that back leg for a half split. Planting our foot all the way at the back of the mat into our warrior two. Woo! reaching forward and reverse. Coming back to our warrior two. This time as we reach forward, let's step that foot right up into a tree. So we can be down here for extra support, up here, or above the knee. Extending your branches out for your dancing tree. Wobbly dancing tree.
Oh.
Releasing both feet. Hands down.
That timing.
Yeah, it makes it harder when your drishti or that like focus point that you gotta find is moving all around. The light bulb. I'm taking a little break, grab some water, some drinks. Hopefully Shania's class tomorrow is like yin. Or like yoga nidra. Taking a big, big inhale all together and exhale, falling forward. Lifting up halfway. And falling forward one more time. Planting those hands at the top of our mats and stepping or hopping back into a high plank. And moving through a chaturanga or meeting at a downward facing dog. Left leg rises up for a three-legged dog. Planting that left foot in between the palms of our hands, dropping that back knee, rising up. Oh, but this one is actually harder to dance. You're like,
I know, I thought you were saying it.
right. It's like stability, zero. Reaching forward. Walking those hands back into our half split. Moving back into our runner's lounge.
Boy! Damn it, Bobby, I'll tell you what.
Bula, I guess. Let's tuck that toe and slowly rise up. Thought it was the smoke machine. I was like, but where's the smoke? Slowly lifting up that back foot into our warrior three. Again, hands can be at heart center. Extended out, grabbing onto the person right next to you. Find a little something that's not moving on the floor. Dropping those hands to the top of our mat, lifting up our right leg for a half split.
Jeebus.
Planting that back foot all the way to the back into our warrior two. So in Glowga, warrior two is your resting pose. Reaching forward and reverse. A for effort. Coming back to our warrior two. Let's ground from that front foot as we step up into our tree. Andrew's always like the zenith tree in this forest. Always. Like unbothered. Sending out our branches. Dropping hands and legs all the way down. Let's shake it out.
Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah, Andrew's tree is just like he's almost levitating and everything.
Tango said.
I was planning the flow and I was like, ooh, okay, well, they're gonna survive. Right. Alrighty. Let's all come back to the top of our mats. Take a big inhale up, exhale, falling forward. Lifting up halfway. And falling forward one more time. Planting those hands at the top of our mats and stepping or hopping back into a high plank. Moving through a chaturanga or meeting at a downward facing dog. Right leg rises up. Let's take that right knee over to our right knee. Wrists dropping. Our foot setting up for pigeon. Lauren's like, it's almost over. It's almost over. Pigeon is always the very last thing. You can stay up here in an active pigeon pose or walking our hands down to the ground. Ooh, 11-11. Everyone make a wish. Coming back up from that pigeon, planting those palms down on the mat so we do it the fancy way, moving back through our three-legged dog into our downward facing dog. Left leg rises up, and let's set up for pigeon on the other side. Again, option to stay all the way up here or coming all the way down. You know you're totally photobombing all of like Ray's video back there. We're gonna make someone famous. It might be you. It's gonna be the cover of that video. Coming back up, let's bring both legs to the front of our mat. Connecting the soles of our feet together. Let's see how this butterfly feels now.
Dead.
Huh?
Shoot tight.
Twitching butterfly. Taking a big inhale as we lengthen that back. Exhale, falling forward. Coming back up and making our way to our backs. Let's keep those feet planted on our mats, knees bent. Planting the palms of your hands next to your hips. And very slowly lifting up those hips from the mat up into a bridge pose.
Travis, can I get a bonsai?
Bonsai?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to bonsai.
That too. You just didn't know how to ask.
Real
And
fucking
slowly coming
got a
back
comedian
down.
over here.
Naughty, funky, fresh. There. Sing it if you know it. Lifting up our hips once more for that bridge, or perhaps taking a wheel. Coming all the way back down. Taking a moment to do any pose that you feel like. Perhaps a headstand, you know. If you are doing a headstand, do not fall on your neighbor. Ooh, oh, that was a close one. Coming all the way down on our mats. Just like we started, except a little bit more stretched out.
No, you can just leave it over there.
That is what I call top-notch service. This music's got me like, I'm gonna go run a marathon now. Taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, bringing those knees back to our chest. Perhaps rocking side to side. And very, very slowly rocking front to back until we make our way to a seated position. Taking one last big inhale together. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Thank you guys for coming to Glowga. Can we lower the volume just a little bit? I hope you guys enjoyed. From my heart to yours, namaste.
Namaste. Lit.
Thank you everyone for coming to Glowga.